I'm Nnamdi from Isiama Farugu Ibe. It's a very beautiful village. In fact, some would say the center of the world in the beautiful land of Biafra, which to us is literally the kingdom of heaven on this very earth. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB all over the world, and also the director of Radio Biafra. We want a Biafra nation because Biafra has always been in existence before the coming of the British. It is Nigeria that is an artificial man-made creation. Had Nigeria been created by black Africans, perhaps there wouldn't be any problem at all, because that would have taken a series of discussions and negotiations before people will decide to live together. Nigeria is a very random geopolitical construction created for the convenience of the British. It has never worked, it will never work. People are together who don't like each other, who don't like one another, and that is why there is so much pain and suffering. The only way to alleviate that pain and suffering is for everybody to go back to where they come from and decide in whatever manner, way, or a process that they desire to be able to develop their own life. Nigeria is unworkable. Nigeria means death and deprivation, suffering, hunger and pain, and we want to keep people away from their misery, and also to establish what was there that was destroyed by the British, which is Biafra. We intend to achieve the restoration of Biafra by doing what every right-thinking being should do, which is for us to organize ourselves, put ourselves together, present our case to the international community, which we have done, to articulate a common stance and a common goal which the various peoples of Biafra can easily identify with, to remain very, very resolute and determined in the face of oppression, in the face of killings. As you well know, they've been killing us even on the 30th of August at Onisha. Our people were shot to death at the orders of Buhari. So it is to remain very focused and very resolute and to press home our demand, and ultimately, of course, get our people to come and speak with one voice, and that voice we are speaking with now is that they want Biafra, and Biafra they are going to get. Nothing is going to stop us. That is something that the world needs to understand. Nothing is going to stop us from getting Biafra. We are prepared and ready to fight for the next 1,000 years. Anything it takes, even if it means we all have to die, then so be it. Biafra must happen. We will do everything humanly possible, everything within and outside the books to ensure that we are free. If Biafra doesn't come, everything else will die. Then assure it. I was in Biafra land. I came for my travels from Biafra land to Biafra land I'm returning to. I don't know where the Hausa, Fulani, Benin's are. They are traveling all over the world. Nobody cares to know where they are. Why will the Yoruba media be obsessed with where I'm based? After all, the Ayatollah Khomeini was based in Paris and planned the revolution in Iran. I know also that Lenin was in Shoreditch in London and planned the overthrow of the Romanov dynasty, the Tsar of Russia. All these things happen all the time. Yoweri Museveni was in Florida in the USA and planned the overthrow of Milton Obote in Uganda. I cannot understand for the life of me how people have such a short memory. Some of them sometimes often forget that even the struggles in South Africa was primarily orchestrated from Namibia, if I'm not mistaken. There is no need for me to be in a particular place saying, here I am in Biafra and you can come and get me if you want to, until we are ready for that. Once we have everything needed on our side to be able to defend our land, then they will see me every blessed day on the streets. What I can say to our listeners, our viewers, friends of Biafra all over the world is that I'm returned to Biafra land at the completion of my talks. I'm not aware of anybody or group of persons from the so-called Niger Delta opposing the advent of Biafra for the simple reason that we are all Biafrans And how do you know we are Biafrans? Is because all our mothers tied to this wrapper. That's how you know. If you go outside Biafra land, the dressing of the women becomes markedly different. If you come to Biafra land, we are the same. By Niger Delta, do you also mean the 1K which is presently in Edo State? Because they are Igbo Akre. These are Igbo people. Or are you talking about Obobo? Is Ikwere part of Niger Delta? These are people who came from Nkwere to stay as the Igbo today that you have today. Sometimes when this whole Niger Delta thing comes up, I think that people are being misinformed again. Is one of the cons of what I refer to as the Yoruba media. Their effort to try and divide and rule. There was no place called Niger Delta before the white man came, and after they are gone, there will be no place called Niger Delta. You have the Efik lands, you have the Bibio lands. These are historically, geographically, naturally part and parcel of Biafra land. Are you therefore telling me that the people of Ibibio, from which our ancestors, those of us that speak Igbo language, got a conquer from, that we are not the same family? If you are not the same family, how come we eat the same type of food? Everything about us is the same. There was no Niger Delta before, there will be no Niger Delta. The people that created or sustained the notion and idea of Niger Delta are those of them who were primarily interested in taking our oil and gas, knowing fully well that divide and rule is a tried and tested method of exploitation. And that is exactly what they are deploying now. There was no Niger Delta before, there will be no Niger Delta afterwards. What we have are Biafran people, because you cannot be a minority in your father's compound. You cannot be a minority from where you come from. We don't have any minorities. We have people speaking different languages, but we are all Biafrans in the end of the day. At the end of the day. We have Biafrans all over the world. I have come to see them here in the USA. I will be going to see them all over the far eastern part of this very world. They are the ones that fund Radio Biafra. They are the ones that fund the activities of indigenous people of Biafra. All over the world, we are assembled. We don't need any sugar daddy from anywhere. Our people are ready, they are willing, they are determined, and they are the ones who fund our projects. Because South Sudan, with all due respect, is not Biafra. We have not been to war before with ourselves. The Igbo-speaking part of Biafra land never conquered Ibibio, despite being the greatest in number. We never attacked Efik people and forced them to speak Igbo language. We don't have a history of war between ourselves. So I do not see why we should try and embark on that now. And also, you must understand, in the case of Southern Sudan, about teething problems that you have with the birth of a new nation, when you give birth to a child as a mother, that child is bound to develop new teeth, and with it comes some slight headache and feverish conditions. That doesn't mean you will then begin to regret having that very child. What is happening in Southern Sudan is entirely understandable in the dynamics of global politics, but in the end, it will settle down. We don't envisage to encounter similar problems in Biafra land because we are not warmongers. We never went to war before, and we are not likely to go to any war in the future. We will be preoccupied with building our land, which we shall do for 75 years, for 24 hours every blessed day, to give people the basic amenities of life, not just saying it, but going ahead to deliver on the things that will make very positive change and impact in the lives of all people. I am dead already. I can tell you that without Biafra every day, it feels like death. I am dead already. And to die for what I believe in, to die that my people may be free, will be the greatest honorable death I can ever endure.